Are you gonna be in love with me? I want you and need you to be.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back with the May podcast. Myself and AY are here
What's up, y'all?
with two guests. AY, you want to do the introduction?
Well, we have
They don't know me for real. They know.
we have Coach Clyde Morgan here in the building, and we have the assistant. No, not the
Senior-
assistant, senior administrative
assistant. There we go.
of the MXI,
There we
Jennifer
go.
Morgan here. So welcome, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Anytime. So before we start getting into questions, you guys just want to give the audience some maybe background information on you guys. Maybe
We kind of putting them on the spot.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess I can just ask where you guys met first.
Specifically,
Ladies first.
I don't remember. We were in college. I was a freshman. He was a senior. No, at Teal College. We met actually in the cafeteria. Did
I forget.
Was that
I'm
correct?
about to say,
I'm like, was that correct?
I guess
I forget how that feels like
I mean,
because
what did
here we
he?
can't meet nobody in no cafeteria.
it wasn't official.
I mean, it wasn't official. Our official meeting was when we were in the library, and
Let's just say, be real. You caught my eye in a cafeteria.
Okay. So when did y'all officially have a conversation? Do y'all remember that?
Yeah.
I was about to say.
I'm a date guy. I remember this stuff. Yeah. It was a short conversation in the library.
Short conversation in the library.
I was doing homework.
Very short.
Yeah, it was short.
So you're just a smooth operator is what I'm hearing there.
I was doing homework. She was hanging out with her friends.
No, I was learning how to. Well, this is gonna date us a little bit,
Okay.
This is true.
but email.
Oh,
So
okay.
email was just coming out, and yeah,
That's a shame.
that is a shame.
That's crazy. Email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was taking off.
And I would just tell AY that it's kind of crazy because you guys met in the cafeteria, and I'm like, well, there's no experience for us like that because we just in there. That's it. We're just in there. Yeah.
Definitely.
You want to ask your first?
Nah,
question?
you're going first.
I'm going first.
You're going first.
All right. So we usually do this in a sequence of 4 quads, whatever. We usually have 4 questions. Each of them a little bit elaborative, whatever. And my first question to you guys, and it's kind of fitting that you have your daughter in the room with us. The first question was, what are your personal goals as parents? And I know that's kind of a broad question, but I know being a parent is kind of different for people, and everybody deals with it in a different way. But are there any particular goals that you guys have as parents?
Just to raise good people, confident, and just feel good about when they leave that we can fist pump and say we gave them everything we could. And then they still got to learn and hit some bumps and bruises on their own. But just the bottom line are to raise good people.
I would say the same thing. Yeah.
Don't,
I'm like, I think you hit it all.
I guess-
our rule is don't be a knucklehead.
Right.
Right.
And a whole bunch of different words. Just be somebody that people want to be around because we'll tell you if you're acting up.
So to build off of that, I know that as parents, it's a challenge on when to let your kids sort of learn their lessons on their own and when to try to intervene and kind of help them out. So what are some deciding factors that go into your decisions to sort of decide if you should help your kid out or they should figure this lesson out the hard way?
To me, it depends on what the situation is. I don't know. I think guidance is a big thing in parenting, but I mean, you do need to let them kind of just figure it out to a point. As long as it's not going to get, if they're figuring it out and it gets them in more trouble or something, then that's an issue. I mean, then that's something that we would kind of guide them in the other direction. But other than that, I mean, living life and learning on your own is a part of it. So, I don't.
And I would guess it also depends on what type of kid there are.
Correct.
Yeah.
For me, my issue is the gender.
Okay.
I knew he was going to go there.
Yeah.
Because my boys is more or less figure it out. But I'll be lying if I wouldn't say I was more protector of my daughter and not wanting her to hit as many bumps. I'm getting better at it though. I'm getting better. I think it's natural. I do.
And see, I'm like, let me protect both of them or all of them. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Okay. So my next question has to deal with just your relationship. And oftentimes we learn a lot more about ourselves through our interactions with other people. So for me, I just want to know, like, what are some things you feel like you've learned about yourself from the other person that you feel like you might not have learned by yourself?
Oh, it's easy for me. She's taught me how to be patient.
You have to see the facial expressions.
Definitely taught me how to be patient and how to it's okay to love and be affectionate. Because that's something her family did off rip. Like when I met them, I was like, man, they hug each other, they love each other. You know, they it was just something different. My family, you know, you could feel the love, but we didn't say it and we didn't embrace. And so when I saw that half of them, I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And so we took that. I took that to my initial family, and my sister started doing it to my brother and my family. And that's just something we do in our house.
I would say confidence. He definitely has given me more confidence than I see in myself. And I know it's still a work in progress. So, but having more confidence, being more vocal, yeah.
And now I got more of an individualistic question, so you guys can take your time with this one. But this kind of goes into, like, you know, the career paths, right? Both of you guys are involved in Wabash in some way, shape, or form. And my question to you guys are, what are the influences that kind of like swayed you to pursue the particular career path that you're in right now?
I would start off by saying my older sister. I followed her
okay.
in probably every footstep that she's been in. Athletically, we both played basketball. And she'll actually say I'm the better one now. I'm so excited. And then she also she studied psychology at Michigan State, and so I figured the little sister, you know, I got to do the same thing. But partly that got me to where I am now. Besides this man that's sitting next to me, some of my counselors that were at Teal. And then probably just because of my other jobs that I've had
Right.
has led me to where I am now. So, yeah.
I have to say, pretty close to the same. Like just some coaches and administrators I was close to in college, and just was appreciating how they were pushing the heck out of us and still cared, and the influence they was having on me, and particularly some of my close buddies. I remember going. I wanted to be a high school coach and teacher, and then after being around a lot of them, I knew I wanted to be in higher ed in some way, shape, and form. So yeah, just it goes back to those things when you're around good folks, it kind of rubs off on you. And we were. I sitting here listening to her say that, I'm like, man, we were actually lucky in college. We had some people, we had some good ones around us,
Right.
but they wouldn't pump your head up though.
Yeah.
They'll tell you like it is, and I respect that.
Why particularly higher ed?
For me, I was able to do a little bit of experimenting with student teacher, and I tried elementary, and then I went. They gave us these 3 different slots. I went middle school, then I tried high school, and I was like, whoa. I didn't like any of them. I probably like elementary the best. But the college came for me where my coach was just telling me that age group would suit me better to impact like now. And that stayed in the back of my head. I kind of fought it a little bit. And I was my head football coach, and he just kind of kept pushing that I should get into coaching. And then my dean of students, she was one to probably just put me over the top to do higher ed.
How you doing, Malcolm?
Hey man, I'm just soaking it in, man. You know, like honestly, there hasn't been that many times where I've seen them in the same room. Believe it or not, like no, I'm being serious. Like I could probably name like one or two other moments where they're in the same room at the same time. So you know, I'm just soaking it in. You know,
It's like what you experienced this weekend with us. Mm-hmm. That's us.
All the time.
Like we are on our house is on a go, and we're lucky here. We got a good village of people in town that we can do that with and
Goodness,
ship
yeah.
our kids off to each other. And she'll go pick up 3 kids from school and take them to their parents, and they'll do it for us. And it's pretty cool that we can do that. You know, when she just came back from going to take care of some family stuff, and so the village, you know, we're about supporting our kids, so we want to go over and see Zaire play a couple games and shoot back over here. But that's us. We're on a go.
And my neighbor is the same in terms of the village aspect. It's just that now I find out when I'm at home, I'm usually the one that has to drive everybody's kids.
You gotta do your part.
Oh my god! Especially since the kids that grew up with me, there's one who's in North Carolina for college. There's one who's in New Hampshire, and the other 2 just graduated last year, and so they're on their own in their own places. So it's like I'm the only one that ever regularly will come back. So it's like, okay, you're back now.
Got something for you to do.
Can you take so and so the basketball practice at 6?
right?
Yeah.
I guess.
I got one last one, and AY has another one too. This one's particularly about like where you guys work, and I wanted to ask like, in your time that you've been here, what can you say are like the main things that kind of, you know, encourage you to continue to work within the Malcolm X Institute of Black Studies?
I would say the relationships that I've built with you guys and, you know, my boss and my coworkers. I mean, so yeah, I think that the relationships that you do create or build while you're at Wabash College or anywhere, I mean, putting that much time into it, I think they're the one, at least the ones that I can sit here and say, you know, if I see you guys down the road, you know, I'm gonna remember your name. You know what I mean? It's not just the face,
Right,
right.
But it's more to it. I mean, it makes the job enjoyable. So
It's important work. It's great challenges. I enjoy all ends of it, the good and the bad. Because at the end of the day, it's education out of the classroom. And I think that's just as important as sitting in front of a lecture. It's getting that education outside of the classroom. And like Jen said, just the people, like, if we always say, if we can't be around good people, we're out. Because life's too short. You know, if you can't enjoy your environment that you're in, that's not good. If you're coming to work every day going, oh, goodness, got to deal with these certain people, we're not about that. So, like, number one, like what she said earlier, was just the people and relationships.
And like you said, with the education part, it's not you guys just learning.
Right.
We're learning as well with you. So just seeing the steps that you guys have to take to get to your end goal, which is walking across that stage and graduating. I mean, that's just amazing to me. I mean, 4 years have gone really quick, but
Yeah.
They go quick, but like I noticed that when I try to reflect back on my time, I feel like freshman year might have been like 20 years ago for me. Just honestly, I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, no, somebody on campus said that like the days are long, but the years are so much faster.
oh yeah,
That's good.
So
That's good. Yeah. True.
I have noticed that.
like, no, for real, because like your day starts at 8, may not end until like, well, sometimes for us 7 or 8 because we have lectures and MXI meetings, practice, all that type of stuff. So the days are long, but then when you look at like podcasts, right? But when you look at like, you know, how fast years can go, semesters can go, you know, it's here, then it's there. So yeah.
It's definitely what you make it though.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm glad I had the opportunity to do so much in these 4 years, whether it's being a part of the track team, football team, MXI, Sons of Wabash, all types of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate it because it enabled me to be a leader, because I asked you guys earlier, like, what were your personal goals you have as parents? My mom's personal goal as a parent was to make sure I was a leader and not a follower. And being a good leader is also knowing who to follow in that process as well. And I feel like in this environment where everybody kind of has to be self-driven in order to thrive here, kind of enabled me to kind of be able to get involved in so much here. So.
And then we like to instill in our kids too, like don't be afraid to fail. Like I tell you guys all the time, like heck, fail forward, fail trying. It's just little things as taking a test that you prepared for, but you're nervous about it. I mean, if you prepare, be confident and see what happens. If it's taking a big jump shot in a game or like dancing in a big competition for her, just do your best, grind through it, and if it works, it works. But if it doesn't, all right, we'll reload. But you got too many people out here in the world that are afraid to fail. They're terrified of it because they can't post about it. I want somebody to post a fail one day.
Right.
I messed up today.
Usually when they do that after they like had a major feat like years
Right.
later or whatever. So
I'll do it as soon as it happens.
right, exactly. Yeah, right.
Just post that bad boy. Just watch what happens.
Right.
I remember talking to my mom the other day, and she said one of the things that she admires about me is just the fact that I'm not afraid to fail. Like if I fail, I accept it and I just move on from it because I understand that it's just at the end of the day a learning opportunity. And most of the time, I find that I learn best through failing through my own like methods. And there are times where could I have listened to my parents and probably been a lot more successful and not taking this much time to learn the lesson? Yeah, sure, but I feel like it might be a little bit more valuable to me just to be able to be like, okay, I tried how I wanted it and it didn't go. And so now it's like it sticks more in my mind when I learn like that. So,
And your parents are probably like, he gonna learn. He's
Right.
gonna learn.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely, yeah. My dad has to like sometimes intervene with my mom. He's like, it's okay, he'll figure it out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow, that sounds like me.
Yeah. No. And then the figuring it out process is going to be even more of a prominent thing once we graduate here. Because even though we're figuring it out, like, here it's kind of like within the realm of Wabash. Like there's only so much you have to figure out, whereas it kind of works on a different scale when you're like, like living your day-to-day life as, a financial advisor or as a outreach executive soon to be, it's just a different type of.
There's definitely about to be more conversation with my dad. I wish I listened to more for sure. Because if I end up being a financial advisor, considering he's a private banker and he's been working in finance his whole life, there's a lot of lingo that in conversations I've probably heard but not really listened to him just because he's just kind of talking. I'm like, okay, I don't have to really worry about this. But now it's like, ooh, maybe I should have listened just a little bit more.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised what'll kick in though. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised, and then you'll actually where I go, oh my God, I sound like my dad.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've done it on both ends of my parents.
Yeah, every time I'll call like my dad's parents, a lot of the times it'll be my grandma. She'll be like, "Oh, you sound exactly like your dad," and I'm like, I don't know how to take that a lot of the time because my dad, a lot of the times when he talks, he tends to have more of a monotone voice, and I like to think of myself as more of an animated speaker, and I'm not necessarily monotone. I can speak in a lot of tones and phrases.
I'm about to say he may say something that like his dad would say, but he'll say it in the fashion of his mother because I've like him and his
see
mother
that.
got the same voice,
Yeah,
so
that makes sense. I never thought of it like that.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Definitely.
yeah.
That's good.
Did you want to do your last question? You let this one marinate for a while. He's been planning this for weeks.
Uh-oh, is
So
it
you
a
can go
good
ahead
one?
and ask the
Oh,
last
boy.
one. It's not really
it's
big.
not. I mean,
but,
for one, you guys can also ask those questions because there's, I have no problem with that. But I haven't been trying to talk as much because every time I'll like post an episode, the first thing my mom will say is, "Why are you always talking so much? Why don't you let Malcolm talk?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry." But
That's funny.
so who would you guys say is probably your most influential person in your life at this stage?
outside of like your
Outside of each other. Outside of each other.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
It's got to be my mom. Because whenever I get in a rut, being a parent, a husband, a coach, whatever, I'll just go back to. I'm like, man, how did that woman do it? I just always go back to her and ask her how the heck did she do it with less resources than I have. You know? And so it kind of snaps me back and tells me, stop being soft. You got a tough mom. She is a grinder. She figures it out. And sometimes I say to myself, like, what would she do? I go back to my mom.
I would say my dad.
It's funny how that works.
Really?
You said mom,
Really?
you said dad. It's
Really?
funny how that works.
Yeah, I would say my dad. He's just strong, confident guy, talks a lot. But in his talking that he does teach me a lot. So I just have to get past the fact that I know I'm a lot like my father. But But yeah, I would say my dad.
What about you, Malcolm?
Most influential person to me, probably my mother too. But I think I get it from both ways because like she leads by example, and that's kind of the route I usually like to take because I'm not that much of a vocal person. I feel like it's much easier to lead somebody through action. So a lot of the things that she's has taught me in my lifetime have been like through stuff that I observed myself. Although she'll have like her snippets, her nuggets of wisdom that she'll drop here and there. Like most of the time, I'm just learning through like seeing what she's doing, seeing what she has done, and I think she inspires me by like just allowing me to have courage in myself. Because she always tells me how inspiring I am to her or whatever, and I feel like that is what boosts me to like continue to do what I'm doing.
Right.
Just a quick anecdote. When I was going to Wabash, after like my freshman year, I was struggling and stuff, and going into the sophomore year, she announced that she was going to enroll back into college, and pursue a degree in being an RN or whatever. And she said that I was a huge motivation factor for her going back to school. She's seen how much work that I did, and how driven I was, to get my degree, and that pushed her to get her degree. And that inspired me to like take college even more serious than I was before. So yeah, I would say she inspired me, and I've had the privilege of inspiring her as well. So,
If I might cheat, can I say two?
go ahead.
So obviously, I think I'll go with my mom first, and that's just because, given everything she's gone through and just how she's always able to persevere. So like just the fact that she was like, again, she had to move from Jamaica at the age of 16 to here, and just being in a whole different climate, even in terms of like temperature. Because again, being in Jamaica, when she came here, she had never seen snow before. So her first time seeing snow, when she has a photo of, she's just kind of like standing in the middle of it with like shorts on and just kind of looking and is in awe. And like us, we would never do that because it's too cold to be out in shorts.
Right.
But she was just kind of just in this moment of awe. But it's just having to like go to work at Wendy's and having to take like maybe 4 different buses to get to work. Or the fact that, she didn't get her college degree till I was in like 3rd grade maybe. And I think she got her citizenship the same year. And it's just...
Beautiful.
Just especially with the citizenship, just the process of always having to like listen to those CDs she would always play, because with the citizenship test, if you don't pass, if you don't know, like I think it's if you get 1 or 2 wrong, it's like something that's really strict, like you don't get your citizenship and you have to try again. So just having to learn like everything that you have to do in American history, and just which is why I tell my friends why I was so good at government, is because I had to listen to those CDs all the time in the car for like a year, probably like hours in the car, just sitting there listening to things about the Constitution or who the presidents were. And it's just the perseverance that she always shows. And then again with the college situation, because she had dropped out a couple of years before and was kind of just on this break. And I don't know why, but finally she just said, I might as well finish it. I've started it. And it's important for me to show my kids that I finish things that I start. So when I was able to see her actually finish it, and just I find that inspiring, that no matter what she was going through, she's always found a way to just finish what she starts. And then my other one would be Coach Morgan, and that's because for me, especially now, like early on, so I want to say my freshman year, I remember we were at a practice and he kind of just like pulled me to the side one day. He was like, "Don't be afraid to just lead in practice." And at that point, I had like I'm just now starting to see myself really as a leader, but from like conversations with like my parents' friends or like coaches and everything, they're always telling me that I've always been that, but I've always had trouble seeing myself as a leader. And so I find Coach Morgan to be inspiring to me because I try to be the type of leader that he is, where it's you instill confidence in the people who are under you, right? Because a lot of times, especially for college people and people our age, you find that a lot of times they might have had confidence when they came in, but by the time they get here and by the time they get to like their sophomore year, they might not have as much confidence anymore because college has a way of flatly just kicking your ass to the point where it's like, why am I here?
Right.
And I think the thing that stands with me the most is always, just borrow the confidence I have in you until you have that confidence. And so that's something I just try to reinstall in everything that I do, because I understand that sometimes you might not have confidence in yourself, but just the confidence that somebody else can have in you can push you through and help you do things that you might not have been able to do. So like my freshman year at track, I wasn't good. I'm not gonna lie. I was terrible. I mean, part of it was I did have ankle.
Terrible.
I was terrible. Coach, I was terrible. I was terrible. I mean, I did have like the summer after my freshman year, going to my sophomore year, I did have ankle surgery that summer. Mm-hmm. But I think like I don't know what happened sophomore year, but it's like something just a switch hit, and I still didn't really have confidence in myself, but I could get a sense that you believed that I could do anything on that track, and like the times I was running were from hard work, and I can't say I had confidence in myself, but I could feel the confidence from you, and that helped me perform better. And so just seeing that and seeing that type of leadership style, I inspired to do something like that. So
That's the old saying, borrow my belief in you until you believe in yourself. Like that, that's real. Mm-hmm. That is real. On the other end, we have too many coaches out there that want to show people how much they know. And they forget to show them how much they care. Because for me, the type of athlete I was, I'm like, if I knew you had my back and you cared about me, I would try to tackle anybody you put in front of me, right, or run over whoever for you, or do whatever workout you told me. You didn't even have to tell me the science behind it. You had to tell me anything about it. But because I knew you was gonna have my back and you cared, that's the type of athlete I was.
Right.
Now then it came to like, okay, let me find out what he knows.
Right.
I was just wired differently. I'm like, I just want to make sure this person has my back and he cares. Okay. Oh, and he knows his stuff. Oh, it's on.
Right.
Or it's, all right, this guy, he cares. He's okay, X's and O's. But I'm going to tell you something. This is trumping that right now.
Right. Absolutely.
yeah,
Because he cares. There's a lot of genius coaches out there, and they can't get things out of their athletes because they don't care, and all they care about is the X's and O's and the wins and the losses. And you can see through that stuff.
Yes, you can.
It leaks. Absolutely.
you don't have no questions about this?
I did have one, but it's
Ask
like
it.
I don't know how to follow it after just
ask
that deep question.
Just throw it out
And then we always
throw it out there.
we always try to encompass like music or sports in our stuff. So I guess we're gonna do a little bit of both. First
You want
off,
me to flow?
no, not me, like no, just interest.
He's like, no.
I'm about to say I was just gonna ask, because we did this an episode ago or like a couple episodes ago when we first started off. So I'm gonna ask Miss Morgan, even though I already know what she's gonna say. Miss Morgan is more of a basketball buff, if anything. So I'm gonna ask her, name 5 of your favorite basketball players.
Goodness.
I already know one of them.
Well, duh. Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Allen Iverson.
Yeah. She had to pause after Allen Iverson.
Not Mike.
I do like LeBron.
Really?
My mom hates LeBron.
Really?
Hates him.
I do like LeBron.
Okay.
I just
sound
still think
surprised.
that Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. So
I feel
we'll just
it.
leave that at that because,
All right.
it
That's
is what it
3.
is, right? You
right.
youngins.
That's 3. You have 2 more?
Let me think. Well, do y'all want to hear someone young or?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
matter.
I've said young and older.
About to say his favorite player is Dirk Nowitzki, and his second is like Tim Duncan. So he's a very old school type of dude.
That's true. Who do I like? what's his name? Stockton. Yeah, I do
John
like-
Stockton.
I do like him.
That's a random one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you played point guard, right? Or shooting guard?
Both.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And I would say, what is that, 4?
Yeah.
Let me think. Well, this is not like, okay, this top 5 or.
No, just 5 of your
Just
favorite. 5 of your
favorites. It
favorite.
doesn't have to be top 5.
We kind of,
looking at?
I'm about to say, we kind of was
And I
prepared
would
when
have,
we did it.
And I would have Barkley.
Barkley. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's laughing because I feel like he knows something that you don't know.
Her child. All-time favorite.
Well, I thought he was talking about like famous.
Like,
He's not famous yet.
Her baby boy is the
Well,
baller in her
duh.
life.
yeah.
I mean, well, that's just a given.
Right. Right.
Baller.
I mean, you just put me on the spot
he
out
got-
there like
but
that.
he got
I
it
mean,
from her. He
but
didn't
you're
get it from me.
But you're sitting here. Wait. But he's sitting here. He could have been like, hold on, Zaire first.
Right.
Help a sister out.
And what position he play?
He plays point guard
Point
and
guard?
shooting guard, but he likes shooting guard better than point guard, but he can do both.
He likes shooting guard more.
That means he's
Okay.
a scorer.
Yeah.
That's exactly
What
what
was
that
gonna
means.
Yeah. What about you, Coach? We're gonna shift to football with you since you were a football player.
Ray
I would
Lewis.
say track, but like I know a lot of people are not really privy to
Ray
like
Lewis.
the. I was about to say, yeah.
Ray Lewis has to be in there.
Oh yeah, he's in there.
I think I know another person. I'm not gonna take the guess, but I think I know the other person.
Zaire Morgan.
He retired.
He retired.
8th grade, he retired. Okay, here we go. You got Ed Reed.
Because you did play safety.
Knew that one was coming.
You got Ray Ray.
Yep. Yep.
You got Prime.
Okay. All defensive players.
Now here comes
He was a
some
DB.
offense.
What do you
I
expect?
think I know offensive player you about to say.
Here come the offense, and it was all about his work ethic. I probably couldn't stand to stand in a room with him.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I don't
T.O.
know who he is.
Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice. Oh,
You couldn't
okay.
stand to be in a room
You know
with Jerry
what?
Rice?
Hey, I'm not gonna lie.
Why
I should have
not?
thought of that because Jerry Rice. Yeah, I should have thought of that. Jerry Rice. All right, so that's
Jerry Rice is a grinder.
He
Works
is.
hard, but there's too much of I that comes with him a little bit for me personally.
Right.
And then number 5. Oh yeah. Joe.
Joe Montana.
Joe.
Hey, you know what, Coach?
If Joe played now, he would wreck everybody.
Oh,
Everybody. Okay,
not my
Coach.
man Tom. I'm sorry, I can't.
Tom's not my man,
can't.
but I don't know.
Steelers.
That's my man.
Oh, I have a question because me and Coach, personal question. Me and Coach Butte had a large debate about this. So, because we were talking about just strictly talent, right?
Steelers.
Not accolades, not accolades, not wins and losses. We're just talking strictly talent. Who is the more talented quarterback, Steve Young or Joe Montana? More talented.
Probably Steve. If you're talking about like ability, like
Just-
athleticism and everything, I think it would be Steve.
I still got to go with Joe. People forget he had feet on him.
I know,
He did, but he was not running like Steve was.
But
at all.
but Steve wasn't throwing like.
That's
but
fair.
Steve could throw though.
Steve
Like,
could throw.
I think
He can,
had a
but
cannon.
people forget about the trouble that Joe used to get himself out of. But he wouldn't take. He would move
to advance
give the play more time.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, when my man took off, Steve took off because everything was breaking down and he was getting out of Dodge. So they were scrambling for different reasons.
Right.
And I just go back to Joe because every ball looked the same from if he was checking down to the running back, the tight end, whoever. Everything looked the same from his feet. And he was the number one guy that when there was 80 yards to go with 60 seconds, everybody feared him on the other side.
Right.
Or everybody on the other side was in hopes. Like, and that was back when you weren't slinging the ball in the 5 wides and all that stuff
Right.
back then. And I just remember being a kid, like watching him, like he had it all. And then when he went to the Chiefs,
He still had it all, but they just couldn't piece it together at the end. So.
but he was still doing his thing,
Yeah.
you know. And
This is
that's
why I'm
impressive
going with
to me.
Tom.
But Tom is Tom's there for me. I mean, he just
I mean, to be fair, with
it's
the
just different.
Buccaneers,
It's just different eras. Like
Yeah.
if you don't think Tom Brady's the real deal, that's just some bias because you don't like him,
Right.
Patriots,
Yeah.
and that stuff.
to be fair, Tom did walk into like because I've always felt like the Bucks were like a Super Bowl contender if they had a quarterback.
Yeah.
Because Jameis Winston, he's the only player ever to play that I feel like can keep both teams in the game at the same time. Both teams.
But I'm not gonna lie, Coach. I'm not gonna.
30 for 30.
As a Vikings fan, I thought he was gonna go the Adrian Peterson route.
I'm surprised you didn't say Randy Moss.
But
either.
I get, but
I
at
thought
the
he was
same
gonna say Randy Moss.
or Randy Moss, but like.
There-
But notice how there's like a I don't know how to explain it, but notice how there was a theme there. Ed Reed, great work ethic. Watch film. Ray Lewis, same person. Even Jerry Rice, like he has work ethic.
Yeah.
And then he mentioned Joe Montana. Like obviously there's consistency there. With somebody like a Randy Moss, although he was a freakish athlete, you can kind of question his work ethic, and you can kind of question.
That's
You know
fair.
how serious he took like being on the game, and he talked about like being too much of an I person and not
Yeah.
a team person. So I can kind of see why he wouldn't say him. But Adrian Peterson, I don't know. I think
I love both of them, but Randy couldn't run a route tree.
That's fair. He didn't need to though.
I would love for you to talk to Leon about that because Leon love Randy Moss.
And I'm a big Vikings fan. Like I
Right.
loved him at Marshall. Like I watched him catch 3 touchdown passes against Kent State in perfect.
Right.
And like Randy Moss, but
he was a post fade and maybe a screen
Yeah.
here and there.
All
Like,
you really needed for him was to run the fade.
he just and I think that's the misconception with him. Like if he did run the whole route tree, think how afraid DBs would have been then. And they were still afraid when they knew you was running a go route and they had help over the top. They were still afraid.
Right.
So and then my issue with AP, this the being a Vikings fan and a coach.
Fumbling?
I don't like that. She'll tell you when I was coaching, I don't play fumbling.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna go the fumbling route.
I don't
The
appreciate
NFC
fumbling.
Championship, he fumbled 3
Yeah,
times.
and here's the thing I didn't
Yeah.
like about AP. Like he in the off season,
Right.
likes to fall him all the time. He worked on everything but that.
Damn.
He worked on his speed, his strength, his power, his pass, everything else but holding the ball high and tight. Your biggest weakness, you never touched it. How much faster you got to get, man? You're 4'2",
Right.
6'2" and a half, 250.
Right.
Right.
Your speed's okay,
Right.
but he just never addressed that issue, that fumbling issue. So that's why he didn't crack my top 5.
Going back to basketball real quick. So why do you consider Michael Jordan to be the GOAT?
Why?
Why?
I think she.
I don't know.
Point,
I'm
point
trying to
blank,
answer it,
he
yeah.
is. Now, okay, don't get me wrong. Is LeBron coming up in the world and
No, I'm
beat
not
his,
saying I-
his records? Yes,
We're just
yes, he
I'm
asking.
not
is.
saying I disagree.
But-
I just always find it interesting because a lot of people I talk to would
Have a
just talk
different
about
perspective.
a lot of people just talk about like maybe like his finals or like
His
just-
influence.
Yeah, just his influence, how iconic he is, or like I like to look at their impact on the floor.
And I mean, I think all that is good. I think Jordan was just a creature that basically wanted the ball in his hands every single time and was not scared. When it got down to who is going to shoot that last shot, he said he's going to do it. And he did it. Now with the LeBron, can he get to the hole? Yes. Can he shoot that jumper? Yes. Does he want to shoot that jumper?
Not really.
I don't know.
Not really.
I mean, you can see it in the games. He's like, should I not? Is anybody going to be open? Okay, I guess I'll take it. No.
Right.
With Jordan, there was no doubt in my mind that he was like, y'all give me the ball. I don't care what coach just said. I don't care what you just thought. Give me the ball, and we're going to win this game, and we're going to go out after. even though he really didn't go out all like that.
Right.
I mean, if y'all watch the show.
They called the. Well, I'm not gonna repeat it, but they called the group that he first came into the cocaine circus.
Oh, yes.
So,
Oh, my goodness.
he most definitely was. Yeah.
Hey, Dennis Rodman was wild. I
Yeah,
always knew he was wild, but after watching the Last Dance, I'm like, this dude was really just middle of the season. He said, "Yeah, I need a break. Can I go to Vegas real
he's
quick?"
He's an enigma for sure. Like, yeah.
You know
Now,
why they
watching-
allowed him to do that though? It was his work ethic.
I was about to
Yeah.
say,
That's
he's,
what I was about to say. Because when he was on the court,
Productive.
they were talking about when he was on the court. He gave it. He gave it his
couldn't
all.
question it.
Right.
You
He
could
gave
not
it.
question
He
Oh,
gave
I
it
put
all.
him
Gave
down
it his
low
all.
every single time, and he's getting that rebound. I don't care.
Question him.
Yeah,
he might not have any points, but he'll have like 30 rebounds,
exactly.
That's all he needs.
Probably 8 to 10 blocks. Yeah.
probably like 4 steals.
Probably 4 steals. A bunch of hustle plays. Probably dive into the audience 6 times in the first quarter. You know
What's
so-
still scary about LeBron though? That I think that he's still afraid to fail. And he still worries about what everyone else
Those
thinks.
stinks. Yep.
Like if he ever just turned that off, Lord have mercy, he could be on a whole nother level. And I think that's what Jordan had over him, like and Kobe, just a
Yeah.
cutthroat. Just they went at you.
Yeah, and then we can come back and revisit that question. Because then I might say,
Yeah,
But the crazy thing is, LeBron probably still has 4 or 5 more years. That's the crazy part.
which is also amazing.
Yeah,
Right.
no, that's what I was saying. Yeah, like
Because of the
he's-
minutes.
right? 36 probably could play till he's like 41, 42, and yeah, like still on a contending team, and still, yeah.
I was
I'll tell you
watching.
who's starting to not get the respect. Feel like he's starting to lose his respect, and I can't believe that. Is who she mentioned her second favorite player.
AI.
Yeah, and I just don't feel like he is getting his respect from like the younger generation. And
I just because in this generation they don't look at like the stuff circumstantially. So like they'll see AI and they'll be like, oh, he has MVP and he made it to a finals, but what did he do outside of that? They don't understand like his influence on the game.
They're also
they don't
look at-
understand like how he transcended the game at such a small height and his style of play and like the circumstance of like the 76ers team he was playing on. He played with a banged up Mutombo, Eric Snow, who was a shell of himself too. Like again, and like in the East, where like the East was actually pretty tough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he willed that Sixers team to like a 50 win, season. And
Kenny.
oh, okay.
Hi, Kenny.
Yeah, he willed that team into a 50 win season. And went toe to toe with the Lakers. The best,
Lakers.
People forget the Lakers
Yes.
probably was one of the best like teams of the millennium. Not just that decade, but probably the millennium, just because of like the depth they had and just like Shaq being like the best big man, one of the best big men to ever do it. Like, yeah, no, I do think that like he doesn't get his respect, and I think it's just because of the stigma around all the stuff off the court. And then usually that's what usually happens when like people don't get their respect. It's usually the stigma that comes from
I only
off the
really have one knock on AI. It's just his efficiency. Really, he's just not like while he could score, he's not gonna give me like the necessarily the efficiency that I like to see compared to somebody like a Steph Curry or a KD, where they're extremely
But back
efficient.
then, though,
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
saying like
It's
the
harder.
gameplay was so different. And then like, and I
understand that.
understand he played point guard for a bit, but like, but he was primarily a
shooting
shooting
guard.
guard. Come on now, like
He's a
he
shooting
had to
guard.
score 50 for them to even have a chance to win. For them to even have a chance to win. And then the thing is like he also was very like he don't get credit for being durable too because he had a
Yeah.
bunch of injuries,
he
injuries.
took a beating, and I was back in a league where they could pound on each other. And this is what people forget about him too. He was always like in the top 5 in steals.
Yeah,
Like he played the other side of the ball too.
he was very good at reading passing lanes for sure. But I mean, that's just like in terms of modern, that's what a lot of people probably knock on him. Is just that when you have people like Steph Curry who have 50, 40, 90 seasons, and that's rare, or like Kevin Durant who also has those. It's so you have the volume, but it's like you don't necessarily have the efficiency and the volume that somebody like a Steph Curry has.
And I think the lifespan of a basketball player can last a lot longer too. Because how many the thing is like how many like people who haven't been like an all-star have found their way to other teams being like a supporting cast or supporting player for like 6 or 7 years. Like Jeff Green still has a career right now. Back then he probably still wouldn't have a career. He probably would have been like, you know what I'm saying? Like
I mean,
it's just the standard is so much different and just the style of play is so much different to where like a lot of the players now can kind of like, rack up a 10 to 12 year like career. Whereas like if Yao Ming had came out like now, I feel like with the technology and stuff that his career wouldn't have been shortened as much as it did. Like, so I do think is that element as well too. And even for like AI to play as long as he did with the amount of injuries he's had is kind of crazy. So
He should have played football.
he was nice at football. He was nice at football. He was nice but I don't know if he would have lasted just because he was so like he probably would have been like a Darren Sproles type. But no, he wouldn't have lasted because he don't like to lift. He don't like to lift. He wouldn't have lasted.
He would have been an island corner.
Right. Like he
That
don't
about LeBron though too. He should have played football.
Yeah,
I also think that a lot
impressive in all
too.
3. He's a 21-7, 200 runner.
Ooh,
Long and lanky.
ooh.
We got him on VHS.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, his football highlights.
I remember showing Malcolm this. So it was this YouTube series I was discovering. This it's called the channel is called Thinking Basketball. He was
Right.
just going through what he felt like were the best peaks from like the the best peaks in like NBA history in the modern era. And basically, when it came down to him ranking Jordan against LeBron, he put Jordan ahead of LeBron, and one of his main arguments was that he feels like you can put Jordan with another like star scorer and it's a lot easier to run the offense. Whereas LeBron, you sort of have to orient the team to be surrounded by him, primarily being the playmaker and making all the decisions. Where you can't really put LeBron with like another ISO scorer.
And rarely does it work. The only time it worked was with Kyrie, but Kyrie is a dynamic player. Like he's like one of a kind, especially in this era. But yeah. Oh, I got one question too, because me and AY had this argument because he tried to show me a video that was gonna, even though the video makes sense, but he still tried to sway me, and I don't like the fact that he did that. In their prime, who are you taking? Kevin Garnett or Tim Duncan?
Kevin
Oh,
Garnett.
y'all both basketball people, so y'all can say.
Kevin.
Kevin Garnett.
Thank
too.
you.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
I just wasn't never. I was never a big right.
He wasn't a big Tim Duncan fan.
Duncan
I get
fan.
it. I get
He's
it.
boring to watch.
Oh
It
my-
doesn't matter. He's a winner. And his stat line is pretty amazing. Like if you look at his all-time stats, like I think he's like top 10 in rebounds, and I think he's pretty high in scoring too.
That's fair.
Defensive player, like
But-
I don't know.
But
He's
the
a
main-
snooze fest.
The main thing is he's not as versatile a defender as KG is, because like with KG, if you actually go back and look at it, KG was switching on guards, he was paint protecting, he was doing everything for that Minnesota team on defense.
I'll
Whereas
give
Tim
KG
Duncan-
versatility.
Well,
but
Tim
like,
Duncan is definitely more of a I'm gonna protect the rim.
I don't know. Tim.
I'm
is
going
more,
KG.
Tim was more durable. He's more, to me, he's a little bit more clutch.
And I might be
He's a little bit more clutch.
My view might be more skewed just because, like today, especially, you have to have a lot more versatile defenders where, because there's a whole bunch
I
of
think he
pick
could
and roll
play
and how
today.
much
I think he
switching
could play
there is.
today too, though. Like, and I think honestly, I feel like
he could, because if Rudy Gobert can play,
he's
he can play.
he's a chameleon though. Because I feel like if he had came out like. He would have adjusted his game to like the same way that Jokic is playing.
That's
I
fair.
think Tim probably would have echoed his game after. Like I don't know.
Tim.
I mean, he probably can't shoot like that, but
it's
I'm
not
saying
even,
like in
he's
terms
he's not a playmaker on Jokic's level either. He's not passing like Jokic.
I mean,
Don't try to
he didn't
convince me
have
on
to.
that. He's not
he didn't
passing
have
like him.
to.
Don't. I know he doesn't
didn't
have to, but
he's a
he also
playmaker
doesn't
in
have
his
that
own.
vision.
He's a
So
playmaker
y'all-
in his own right. I'm sorry. I'm very passionate about Tim
Time out.
Duncan.
So who picked? So you said KG?
Yeah.
You said KG?
I'm saying KG.
I'm saying Tim. I'm going Tim.
I'm
He gonna
going
go-
big fundamentals.
He goes.
Let's go.
I knew he was gonna
Let's go,
Tim.
coach. Let's go, coach.
That's
Let's
easy
go
for me.
Let's
I
go,
knew he
coach.
was gonna do that. I knew he was
You know,
gonna
if I coach against KG, you know what I would do? I would use the 7th and 8th man on my bench to just get in his head, to get him riled up. He's too easy to rile up and talk.
I mean, that was his thing though, because that's how he got into other people's heads.
But the people that push back at him,
That's fair.
he didn't handle that well. If he smelt any fear out of you, KG was going to dive on you, and it was over. But the people that pushed back at him, nothing happened. He just
Tim
he just
Stone
cut
Face Savage.
Yeah, I want him on my team.
He got ejected for laughing. like
He was on the bench too.
he was on the bench. Like
I want Tim on my team. He's
going
not going to
KG.
get rattled.
Just because.
and I feel like you can build it. Like people say you could build a team around KG. I don't know.
the
But
team
I feel
around
like
both of them.
I feel like you can most definitely
It's just
build a team
different
around
aspects.
Tim though. Like
Like
I
Tim-
don't know. Tim will get them right, not just as like, you know what I'm saying, like on the floor, but off the floor too though. Like the mentality aspect. Like I feel like Tim has that winning pedigree.
Yeah, but he's also not gonna say anything. He's just gonna look at you.
He's gonna lead by example. He's gonna lead by
You do something
example.
stupid.
He's
gotta still
He's just gonna
talk.
look at you. He's gonna be like,
gonna lead by example.
no.
All these faces up here. I kill
I was
it.
about to say. Yeah.
No expression.
funny.
I'm sorry, man. I can't. He's just.
I love Tim. I love Tim, man. I love Tim. Like if I was remotely good at basketball,
You still
I'll
try to play like Tim Duncan.
I do.
That's what's funny.
Like my playing style is either Tim or Giannis, and I love Giannis. Like Giannis is like my new Tim, even though like Giannis is not winning anything and not
I don't know.
whatever.
I
But
definitely taught him out of one game after Kobe, just in terms of like the amount of tools and weapons he has, especially when it comes to the mid range, and just how diverse he is, and also the post fade. Because that's probably my favorite.
I just appreciate.
Where did he get it from?
I know where he got it from, but that's not where I got it from.
I was about to say, I appreciate he does that, but I appreciate he doesn't model the trash talking because that's one, like, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't
it
bother me.
bothers him. No, it
it doesn't.
bothers him.
Listen,
Don't let it
It
bother
doesn't
him.
bother me because, like, I'll literally perform the same way regardless if you trash talking or not. Now, you can say that's true. I'll perform the same
bothers
way,
him.
but it does bother me. I'm like, yo, why are we doing all this? Like why you got
So, like, with him-
because when they
oh.
trash talk, they always escalate it to where I think the reason why it always escalates is because I don't talk back. Like if I talk back, they probably wouldn't escalate it, but they're trying so hard to get under my skin to where they'll just say anything, and I'm just like, yo, that was so unnecessary.
It's not even that, bro. Look,
It's the way
You-
in
you
which
weren't- you
come
didn't
back
talk-
at it.
you didn't
It's
talk.
like,
No,
No,
how
I don't. I
cool.
don't trash talk at all because there's no
my
point in
God.
it. Okay, one. Okay, I'm sorry. I keep
Rewind.
taking it over, but I remember. I said me in the house. Like we always have arguments. It was me versus the house. I literally said that. Like, although trash talking is a good portion of the game, I don't think it's a part of the game as people try to make it.
It's a part of the
And I
game.
feel
It's a part
like
of the game.
no, I
It's a
feel
part
because
of
I'm
the
like
game.
I'm like
Like,
you
there's no
literally.
way.
I'm like it's not. No, I'm saying like it's literally not a part of the game because you can do your job without having to
what you're
trash
saying,
talk.
but
that's what I'm saying.
no,
but
it's
they're
a
like
part of the game.
no,
You know
because if you
what?
get somebody off their square, I'm like. You don't if you do your job good enough, you don't have to worry about
In my
getting what other people
in my
are
experience,
doing.
it is because I remember just especially being a corner in a high school that played mainly man coverage. If you're on the other opponent's sideline, you're not going to hear anything but talking. And then receivers like to talk too. I didn't really talk, but that's also because I had one of those like pacifier mouthpieces, and I never had my strap, so I didn't feel like taking my mouthpiece out after every play to talk and put it back in. But no, trash talking definitely part of it. But it's funny.
I'm not,
'cause-
and don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm not
It's
saying I'm against
hilarious.
it. Let me put it like that. I'm not saying I'm against it. If you do that, do that. Great. I'm saying that it's not necessary. You don't have to. You know, like as a star player, you shouldn't have to be like the person to trash talk. Like I don't feel like that should be an expectation. And I feel like to nowadays it's an expectation. If somebody talks trash to you, you're expected to talk trash back and out and do whatever. But I feel like you don't have to do that. Like I genuinely feel like you don't have to do that. I feel like it's a testament to how great you are to be a great player without trash talking.
You know what's funny? Let's say like so recently him and Ahmad would play a lot of Mortal Kombat 11. And let's say Ahmad does something good, you'd be like, ooh, okay, Ahmad, I see. He'd be like, don't do that. I'm not going to instantly, don't do that. Come on, I see what
No,
you're doing.
because
Don't do
no,
that. Come
that's
on.
not no, because you're downplaying it. That's not what y'all do. Yeah, I'm not gonna curse because we have the young one here, but like you getting your wop 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 wop, and I'm just like, I've won 8 games and ain't said nothing. Like like I ain't said nothing. I won 8 straight games, nobody said nothing. As soon as Ahmad get like a little combo in, it's and then y'all get Ahmad started with his trash talking. I'm just like, no, we not doing that. It was just a come on, like we're not doing that.
I used to
hilarious.
talk a lot on the field, but you wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
No one could tell.
No, because you had a helmet on.
No, you can.
no, you could tell. No, you could tell.
Somebody
You could
was
tell.
chirping.
They have that little head nod, like
You
yeah.
couldn't tell. And everything I did was premeditated. Like I studied certain people, and especially like in my conference, I knew how to get to certain people.
It's not even the head nod. You can just like, I can be on the sideline and see across and see somebody's being talked to because they'll just be like this. Like you can see in their body
Right.
language.
Yeah.
They're either get excited or they're like, not this again.
No, when I say one, like you really want to get into the roots of somebody, like you got to trash talk them in a right way with so many words that it'll affect somebody else. Example of that. As a safety, I used to tell receivers, man, he got more targets than you. They don't believe in you.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's the last thing they want to hear.
Yeah.
He got more targets, man, and catches. They don't. They must not believe in you. You might want to go to the sideline and talk to him about that. Just a little small conversation.
When I would
Especially
talk trash-
when I knew in a previous game or a year I played against you, it worked. That got under your skin. Just the little stuff like that.
I like to yell at the other coach, like on the other team. Like, coach, this can't be your first string. It can't be. Where's he at? I know he's over there somewhere. Coach, please.
I don't. I think my best moments come from not trash talking. That's what makes it fun.
was fun. It was so fun.
Because they'll say you're not that good, and I'll do a play, and I'll just walk away like nothing happened, and I'll do it again.
This is why
and
Tim
do it
Duncan's your
again,
favorite
and
player.
Do it again,
Right
because
here.
you don't have to do
Right
that.
here.
But you
It's-
never even
don't
like
have to
looked
do-
at them.
But it's
when you- after
boring.
you did it.
That's not
But
trash
it's
talking.
boring.
That's
I'm
not
just
trash
saying,
talking.
I'm
That's a manner. Like you know what I'm saying. That's a manner.
I used to give people the stare,
did
too.
It, I did it because I wanted your mind off the game.
I just thought it was funny.
I wanted your mind off the game and your assignment.
I think
See, I
it's
didn't
scary.
trash
I
talk
think it's
either.
scary when somebody's doing their job and not saying a word. Like, especially when it's me and I'm right across the tackle and I'm just looking at you and you've been trying to talk to me all game and I still ain't said a word to you. I feel like after a while you're gonna be like, oh, this guy is crazy. I'm not a crazy person, but if you want to think that, I guess if you want to say that, that's a mind game right there. Like I don't need to talk. And the thing is, I feel like the thing about trash talking is if you don't control it, you'll be so focused on saying something and not your game. Like sometimes trash talking actually gets you out of your game or whatever. I genuinely think that because there's times where you get trash talking, it goes south, and then what? You're feeling like an idiot after you lost. Whereas if I'm not trash talking, I've gave my all, and I still lose. At least I know I have like some dignity in knowing that like I wasn't talking trash the whole game. Like I was just doing what I was supposed to do or whatever. It's so. And then the thing is, how rewarding is it for you to talk trash and win? It's not really that rewarding. I don't think it's that rewarding. Like at least for me, it's like you talk trash, you win. Okay, cool. Like it's not gonna stop the other player from telling you that you're trash, even though y'all won. So it's not really rewarding because it's like you talk trash, you won.
My mindset
That's
of
not how I
trash
do it.
talking is different. Like that, telling somebody they're trash, that's not trash talking to me. That's weak trash talking.
I think
if you're gonna trash talk, like the most successful trash talkers I've seen was people who put time in it and they researching people, and those are trash talkers.
Once again,
you know, like
Jordan.
I think the greatest example of trash talk would have to be Shannon Sharp. I think it was like, I forget bro's first name, but it was Thomas. He was like a DN on Kansas City, and in the fourth quarter, before like every snap, he would just recite his girlfriend's phone number slowly.
He was trying to get him not to think about the game.
It was 3 straight flags.
People are
on
just telling you that you're not good and you dropped that pass. That stuff, like any average athlete can work through that. But if there's something behind you trying to get in their psyche to get them off of the task at hand, like that's effective. I also seen the other end of it, whereas I came across somebody and I couldn't get in his head for nothing, and I gave him all the respect after the game. Went up to him, and I mean, because I was trying hard. And he was probably the best receiver I ever went against, and he wasn't fast. He wasn't this great height. It was his mental toughness because we were lighting him up. Every time he touched the ball or didn't touch it, and he was just getting up. You know, and we won the game, but I remember finishing the game like, man, I got to go show him some respect because there's part of me I felt like we lost.
right.
But I remember going up to him and just tell him he was a baller.
Yeah, I feel like a key aspect of trash talking is just knowing when to stop. Because like for me, I would probably try like if I was talking trash, I'm gonna try like 3 times. And if by the 3rd time I see it's not working, then that's okay. I just won't talk.
The most you ever catch me pseudo talking trash is in a video game.
Oh my god, yeah.
Because like
It's
the
funny.
video games is like I don't feel like I'm disrespecting you that much. 'cause
Malcolm
it's a video
talking trash is so funny because it never happens, and when it happens, oh my! It's
Because
hilarious.
people be taking it to an extreme. Bro. Like,
Because
I
when you
really
don't do
don't
it,
try to take it there,
and
but
it's
people
like-
be taking it there. Like I be like, I really was trying to have fun with this.
You know
and
when
then-
trash talking happens in our house?
when y'all play Uno or when y'all play have game night.
Uno.
It happens. For me, it happens.
Oh yeah.
Uno.
It don't happen all the time. And my mom will be the main one that instigates it. It's funny. It's funny. It's always her. But with her, it'll be like if you do something, she'll be like, "No, that was me. I did that. See, I showed you how to do it." Like the other day, we were at J.C. Penney, and I'm talking to my brother. I'm like, she doesn't know where we left the store. She's gonna be lost. I said she's gonna take the wrong turn. She takes the wrong turn. I'm like, Mom, it was this way. See, I knew it was that way. See, I know everything. Oh my god.
Nah, honestly, like I don't know, like, and then when I trash talk, like, so there's only 2 instances where I trash talk. I trash talk when you get me to the point where like, all right, you've been talking for like hours, so okay. I guess this is what we're doing. The only other time is when like I know for a fact you're not gonna beat me. That's when I really know. Like that's when I really like. No, that's a fact. Because AY will tell you like I will
NBA
literally
ballers used to talk a whole bunch of
I'll
trash to
literally
me.
like drop the controller like that's game and like walk out, give me something to drink or whatever.
Yeah, NBA
like,
ballers was
like
terrible.
no, like I will only trash talk if I knew like there's no question if I'm a win or not. Like I'm like oh yeah, we're about to do it. Like we're about to light them up. you
Yeah,
know?
and it's a PlayStation 2 game. I think it's NBA Ballers, right? It's the first one.
Yeah.
For like the first month when me and him would play, I couldn't compete with him, so he would just always drop the controller and be like, just start looking at me, and I'm like, all right, bro.
Well, I can't even say I was being cocky. I wouldn't even say I was talking trash because I still don't really talk trash. I
Let's
just do like subtle stuff or whatever.
Let's just say by the end of that month, the tables had turned at that point. I was
Oh
I started
no, ain't
getting
no
into it.
tables
No,
turn.
no,
Ain't no
no.
tables turn.
Yes.
He did win a series. I will say that he
I
did win
won
a
the
series.
last 3.
No, you did.
I
You won.
promise
You
you I
won
have.
one. You
I
won
know.
one.
I've won at least
Sounds like
2.
y'all gotta play.
I
Y'all
won
gotta
at
play
least
again.
2.
You won one. You won one.
We might have to.
I need to play again.
Shalom.
But but I most definitely have like a lot of games. Like I was a huge gamer. I have all the PlayStations from 1 to 4.
Same.
I don't have 5 yet. So
Same.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I definitely find it easiest to talk trash in like basketball and especially video games. For sure. Especially when it's Call of Duty. Oh my God. It's not fair. Like I was
I don't play Call of Duty. That's all.
So I was playing against Jalen Fielder in Call of Duty, and like he was just always so. There's this pistol that's called the Desert Eagle, and he was just talking about how he was so nasty with it and everything. I think I beat him like 30 to like 2.
Oh my God.
And he was talking about he was nasty. I was like, okay, we can see.
AY on it. So like, there's a different AYs. There's the AY that's in track, the AY that's in the house, the AY that's in the toot, the AY that's playing the AY that's playing
a
Call of
chameleon.
Duty. Like it's so many AYs. It's ridiculous. Like yeah.
Talk so much trash on Call of Duty. Or in the basketball court. Because I remember, I want to say it was like 2 weeks ago, I went home to play against my friends. And my friend just kept bugging me every time I was open for 3. You're not going to make it. So at first I was missing. But then it was clutch time. And so I made the next 3 threes. And every time I said it, I would say the F word, you talking about Jamal, every time. Every time. After I make it, I would just stare at him.
So if you want to see AY when he's angry the most, you should see
Oh, it's
him
definitely
playing,
the game.
Yeah,
It's definitely the game.
when he's playing Call of Duty and like his
Especially-
team is not holding up their end of the bargain. He's, what are we doing? I gotta carry everything, huh? I gotta carry everything, huh? Hey, he yells at Jalen the most. Like their friendship has been tested the most because of that game. I swear. Like he says Jalen at least 5 times like a night when they
Doing
playing,
the
like,
dumbest stuff ever.
And then Jalen always have a rationale. He's I meant to do that, or
No.
I meant to do that.
Oh my God.
I meant to do that.
Was like that, like
Probably
that's
at the point he's trying to get under your skin.
like that's supposed to make it better. Like there's this one time, so in the game there's like these loadouts where you can go and get your like some of the best guns in the game. So I'm trying to go get them, and there's this other team that's right there. I'm like, Jalen, you see them? Don't shoot at them. Please don't shoot at them. He waits till I get right before the loadout, start shooting at them. They all turn around. Instead of shooting at him, they shoot me. So I get lit by 4 people, and I had no chance. I was so angry.
Their squad is him.
I was so angry.
Jalen, Brandon Peck actually plays with them too. And then Peyton Guidry, right? He plays with
Yeah.
y'all too. Yeah, that's their squad.
So
And
you
they-
created a whole team?
Yeah, it's just the 4 of us as a team.
Oh.
Yes.
I don't play. I watch. I don't
He
play.
said, "I don't play."
My mom never let me play shooting games growing up, though. That's the reason why I probably don't play. Still don't play it. My dad used to play Resident Evil or whatever. She never let me play it. No shooting games, no nothing. Like I couldn't even play with like water guns growing up. Like,
know what?
which is
And shout out to
understandable.
your mother.
Which is
That's
very
good.
understandable. She like military background, so I kind of understand why. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, never. No guns, no nothing.
I've been playing
So-
Call of Duty since I was in 5th grade.
And that's what's and that's your problem. That's why he always trying to. He's not violent, but he's violent because he always trying to fake shoot somebody. He's always around the house.
The guy rolling around the floor.
Right, like he always trying to fake shoot somebody or fake punch somebody.
I'll be ready.
Rolling around.
Oh, little ninja.
What time is
you
it?
at?
It's 6:28.
Yeah, we halfway through spring dinner, huh? I need to.
Yeah, definitely. That's why Kenny came over here and looked at us like
yeah.
that.
Look, we
He
on
was like-
punishment.
Right.
Man, there's not really much he can do to me at this rate.
Right.
He's not about to be the chairman anymore, like Kenny, because he was right there.
Yeah.
We elected new, and it's like I'll be out of here in about a week or
2,
2.
yeah.
So it's like,
Come up here and
yeah.
pull the plug. Go hit that switch downstairs.
Oh goodness.
All right. Let's
right.
take us home.
Go ahead, Malcolm.
Thank you guys for joining us. We really appreciate you guys' time here. We had a lot of fun. It's one of our funnest podcasts we've had.
Funnest. You're an English major
More
and you
fun.
just said funnest.
I don't know why I said funny.
Ain't no way.
Funnest. I'm sorry. Hey,
Ain't
we all
no
have
way.
our mistakes. See, man, we're gonna talk about this in the house anyway. But we love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. This is the May podcast. And AY, you got anything to say?
Oh, I don't have anything. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate
See,
it.
they don't know me
And,
for real. They know the old me, yeah,
it was
they
fun.
wish that they
Thanks
could
for
hold
having
me
us.
for real. I got my
Anytime.
hands into some shit that only God tell. But when they ask me how are things, I say things well. Shit like a prison cell.